Rosenthal. And their opponents. They just won down in Hermosa Beach. Looking to make it 2 for 2 in the South Bay in 2017. First guy also out of Honolulu. Player of the Year from Long Beach State University. An absolutely incredible stud of an athlete at 25 years young. Make it loud and proud for Taylor Crabb. And his partner, a 3-time Olympian, a 28, count 'em, 28 wins on the AVP Tour. He's got his name on the pier 3 times and looking to make it 4 out of Bountiful, Utah. He is Jacob Spiker Gibb.
We took our 30-second break and we are back. I am not gonna miss this one. The good old rivalry of the Crabb brothers.
Too good.
And of course, the Olympians, Jake Gibb and Shaun Rosenthal. These two have been to 2 Olympics together and now they're on opposite sides of the net. London and Beijing, Rosenthal and Gibb played together. And look at that clean side out by Trevor.
There's so many storylines here. You got little bro versus big bro. One of them's already broken that threshold and gotten a win here on the AVP Tour, and that's Taylor Crabb, who's playing with Jake Gibb. Trevor, though, the older of the Crabb brothers.
Nice smooth shot there by Taylor. You'll see that a lot. The big approach, he gets up and then he just relaxes in the air and is able to make decisions on the spot. Really smooth player you'll see in Taylor Crabb, one of the best arm swings and mechanics you'll see on the beach.
And you would know, Tri-born, because you grew up with these guys in the beautiful Hawaii.
Yeah, these are 2 of the Outrigger Canoe Club products.
What is that?
The Crabb brothers.
What was that?
The Outrigger Canoe Club. That's where these boys grew up playing. They, of course, there's a lot of players that have come out of that area, and these boys are 2 of the best here today.
Yeah,
Taylor, Trevor showing some defense, and then Jake Gibb showing the blockers both digging balls here. And there's Rosie with the overhand. Oh. Errors in the net, not something he wanted to do there. Good battle, though. You're going to see a lot of great plays. Just a few weeks ago in Hermosa, Shaun Rosenthal made a dig that made it to number 2 on ESPN.
The SC Top 10.
And it was against this team in the finals of Hermosa. We're looking at the final right here, but in the quarterfinal. That's how stacked this tournament is. 32 team draw. Everyone's here. And what a treat we got.
So Gibb and Taylor Crabb have won twice this year, correct? Hermosa and New York. Jake
Blocker Gibb.
That's the thing about playing against your ex-partner. You know what swings. There's no one that knows it better that Rosie wants to absolutely bury balls cross body than Jake Gibb, and Jake's going to cover that all day.
Here comes Rosie.
Taylor's on it. Nice read by Taylor there.
Nice up by Rosie. Here's
Trevor having to work at the net.
Little frustration there.
Yeah, easy to get frustrated by Trevor, but I mean, a lot of guys are making plays. There's no one on the court. It's hard to say that. I mean, there's so much on the line. All these players have so much incentive to want it.
Yeah.
Trevor, though, hasn't gotten his first victory yet. His little brother has. There's not many people more competitive than him.
Yeah.
He's got to manage his emotions here.
And he's playing with a local legend.
Playing with a local legend, of course. Shaun Rosenthal from Hermosa Beach was. Rosie's Raiders were out. I'm sure they're here somewhere. I'm surprised I haven't seen them yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I'm seeing a few Superman shirts in the crowd. But Rosie's for sure a fan favorite here, whether it's Redondo, or sorry, Hermosa or Manhattan. You're going to hear some heckles come in the way of Jake Gibb and Taylor Crabb. There's Rosie's Raiders.
There
Drink in hand.
Look at that logo. It looks like the Chicago Cubs logo a little bit.
Hey,
wow.
big brother.
Sup, little bro?
Trevor with the pineapple shorts. Good read. He knows both these guys know each other so well.
That's gotta feel good. Here's Taylor.
Oh.
Wow, I thought Rosie was on that for a second.
Rosie got a little dug in. I would have expected him to pick that ball up as well.
By the way, is it just me, or does it look like Shaun Rosenthal is aging backwards? We talk about, like, you know, John Hyden being like Benjamin Button. I swear, with some of these players, they just, I mean.
They're like a fine wine.
Yeah,
Get better
right?
with age.
That's what I'm talking about.
That ball's out.
Taylor Crabb serves just long.
Such a great matchup we have. Trevor coming back up to the net.
I know.
See his brother in the foreground.
I want to say you're totally unbiased here, Tribe. Would you have a preference as to who wins this match, knowing you're friends with both Taylor and Trevor? You know, is there a preference, or are you kind of like, you know, you just want to see some good volleyball?
I do really want to see good volleyball, and I think it's these are four of the most fun players to watch. Of course, you have that guy right there, Shaun Rosenthal. I will say I'd like to see Trevor and Taylor get one win on under this rivalry. I don't want to see the rivalry go too far in one direction.
Yeah.
It would be 3-0 for Gibb and Taylor. And then Jake's been my rival forever, so I like seeing him losing. But honestly, this year is the first year where I'm cheering a lot for Jake Gibb. I mean, I love him as a competitor because he's so good. He's made me so good. Probably the guy that's challenged me the most in my career. So I'm cheering for Jake more than I've ever found myself cheering for Jake.
Look, it's hard to dislike anybody out here, and
you just heard an air horn.
Everybody's so easy to root for.
Rosie's Raiders just busted out an air horn while Jake Gibb was serving.
Is that allowed? I guess so.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Bring it.
Have you ever heard that when you were playing Shaun Rosenthal?
Yes. I've played Rosie in this event, in the semis, multiple times, actually.
Yeah.
He actually eliminated me from the tournament in 2014.
We won't speak of such things.
No. But then I eliminated him the next year, I believe.
Okay, we good.
In 2015. Yeah, no, he's a legend around here, and we love the harder the Rosie's Raiders are going, the more fun we're having. Does that,
give you something like that you feed off of when even though you're the opposing team?
Tool. I mean, it doesn't help you as the opposing team.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll fire you up, I guess, but I mean, it really is. Are you
conscious of it, or you're just trying to block it out?
You try to block it out, but there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, for sure.
You're hearing
especially when you got an air horn.
It's hard not to hear an air horn when you're trying to focus. Yeah. The reason I didn't see the Raiders
do they ever do that right when the serve goes up?
Yeah, they just did that to Jake Gibb. They're going to keep doing it, too. Here's Rosie with the jump. Just out. Neither team taking a commanding lead yet here. Kind of just going back and forth, and that's how it's been in the first two matchups with these teams. At the end of the day, from what I've seen the last two times these teams met, it's Jake Gibb. Like I say, it's always the veteran who steps it up. Someone's got to realize that they got to step up in the big moment.
Yeah.
And that has been Jake in the first two matchups, where he started getting some blocks on Rosie and winning battles at the net against Trevor.
Yeah.
And then you just see Taylor kind of knowing that he has Jake on his side and that he can really just has to steady out and play his game to bring home the victory. Trevor and Rosie got to play really well to take this one. There's a good start.
Nice touch.
Oh,
wow,
brothers
Taylor
going back and forth. Oh! Mini stare down by little brother Taylor.
Yikes. That has got to be tough.
It's frustrating. It's so frustrating at the net with Trevor's making good plays at the net, but not getting the points out of it. And that's the worst feeling in the world as a blocker.
Aren't like athlete siblings so fascinating? I mean, this is, here's Taylor with a great.
Especially at the professional level. This is your livelihood.
Yeah. And, you know, for this sport in beach volleyball, this is some of the best competition in the world. So, I mean, I put this right up there with Serena Williams versus Venus Williams, the Manning brothers when they used to go head-to-head. Like, this is intense.
Yeah, but those people you talk about aren't quite as big time.
Exactly.
They may have a bigger following, a few more followers, and
Just
maybe a few more dollars. Other than that. Oh, Rosie going lefty.
Smart play.
Shaun Rosenthal. That's why they call him Superman, because it's like he's got magic powers. Look at this. Yeah, I'm just going to use my left hand instead of my right there to get it past the 3-time Olympian blocker, Jake Spiker Gibb.
Jake Spiker Gibb. That's his real middle name,
That's his real middle
ladies
name.
and gentlemen.
Rosie goes in the net. Few decent amount of service errors here. Like to see the teams going for it.
Yeah, I think there might be a little bit of, I mean, there's a bit of over energy right now too, because the stakes are so high. The crowd is huge now. This is the Manhattan Beach Open. So they really, really want, you know, they want to go hard.
Nice little shade. AVP is bringing in, the Volunteers bringing in shade for the boys to rest it up. Yeah, I'm thinking, what are the changes that we can see Trevor and Rosie make here? They got Coach Jeff Alzina on their side, talking it over with them, and then Jake Gibb and Taylor have Marcio Sicoli, who has plenty of Olympic experience with Carrie Walsh-Jennings and Misty May, Carrie Walsh-Jennings and April Ross, the last Olympics. So both teams have great coaches. It's going to be a chess match as we come back out here.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jake and Taylor are the 1 seed. They're expected to take this, and they have the lead so far. It's been the small plays that go in their favor, but
and
don't you doubt Shaun Rosenthal on South Bay sand.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's no one more fired up in the world right now than Trevor Crabb, riding the emotional roller coasters.
So much motivation.
There's Trevor likes to speak his mind. Some people think of it as trash talking. He doesn't really care. He just is a competitive person, and he's gonna he'll bring that trash talking out here on the sand.
As you see Rosie's Raiders again. And
nice
I heard the air
Trevor.
horn. Jake Gibb says, nuh-uh.
Jake making some nice reads, and Rosie puts it away. But there's a hashtag out there about Trevor not being able to win an event yet this year, and his brother has already won 2.
What's
and
the hashtag?
He's been to about 5 or 6 finals.
He has.
And then Madison McKibben got one, another Outrigger Canoe Club product. Mm-hmm. And the hashtag is Never Trevor.
Oh, no.
They're trying to put the curse on him, but let's see. He's embracing it. Plenty of people talking to him about it.
Well, it's always good to root for the, so to speak, underdog. And I'm rooting for that hashtag to be dismantled. I want it to be always Trevor.
Let's see. See if he can
or
get
like
his name
at
on the
least
list.
sometimes Trevor.
Riley McKibben and Trevor Crabb, the last 2 Hawaiians to get wins under their belt. Both the bigger brothers.
And you know what? I think both of them will get it eventually.
I would assume so.
Yeah, they certainly have all the tools. They're all still relatively young.
Here we go, Rosie back on the line. Looking to manufacture someone. They can't afford to let this lead open up anymore. Got to get a real one. Going at Spiker. Oh.
Shaun Rosenthal almost with that dig.
Jake's so good at hitting different parts of the court. He really uses the different depths and heights. He rarely brings the ball low and hits low. Very smart. Obviously, he has a good reach. He likes to play his game up at the top of the hands of the blocker and then hit different depths on the defender. Nice cut shot.
Beautiful set there as well by Trevor
a little
Crabb.
change of tempo there. Rosie asking for it and Trevor delivering a really nice set. And Rosie getting on it perfectly past that block.
Here comes Taylor.
There's a push. Oh no, sorry, a drop.
How quick is Taylor Crabb? He just moves so fluidly in the sand.
He and Nick Lucena are probably the two quickest people out here. Yeah, I mean, but look at their builds as well.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
He's just so light, probably 160. Yeah. And I mean, this is beach volleyball. You're not playing football carrying someone on your back. So
right.
You really got to have the perfect balance of strength, touch, agility.
Great dig there by Taylor.
And he gets it over Rosie.
But on the previous play, the reason I brought that up is because Jake kind of, Taylor was kind of outside and Jake's set kind of forced him middle. But it was like he got there no problem.
Yeah, I mean,
I know that sand's hot and you're quickly moving, but.
Basically, Shaun Rosenthal is was for years known as that young, just instinctual, has these unbelievable instincts and plays, and at this point, it's kind of Taylor's the new Rosie out here on tour, making a splash in a similar way.
That's saying something, Tribe-born.
Shaun Rosenthal is in the CBVA Hall of Fame, I believe, and yeah, it's quite a bold statement, but.
But you're confident. I mean, you're comfortable in saying that because, one, you know the game, and two, you know these players.
Yeah, and it's. He's got a long ways to go to try to match the resume of Shaun Rosenthal, and I won't claim that he's there until he gets there, but he certainly has a similar
has the potential,
start,
yep.
And a great start up to
Nothing
his career.
wrong with that. I like it. I like the hot takes. Your other hot take today was.
Gotta deliver the truth.
Do you remember what your other hot take was?
No.
It was that Phil's the best player ever, even more than Karch.
Oh yeah, that was
a hot take.
Super bold
That was
statement.
like a Jordan v. LeBron-esque take.
Right. It's tough to compare.
I know, and we talked about
because there's no way that Karch is capable of doing what Phil's doing, but at the same time, I feel like there's not really the opportunity for Phil to do what Karch has done, and they're different positions and styles.
Correct.
So I also mentioned it's like trying to compare Shaquille O'Neal to like Kobe Bryant or something.
Yeah.
They're so great in their own respects.
Wow.
And so the dig goes inside the antenna. If it goes inside the antenna and over the net, you cannot bring it back. It's got to go outside and outside.
I got excited there for a second. I thought we were going to see an actual play where like the player like Jake Gibb was able to go under the net and still keep the ball alive, but no dice on this one. A for effort. Wow. Taylor Crabb slamming that one.
That's his go-to heat swing, is that wrist away. Let's watch that. Catches it right on his right shoulder. Love that swing, but I think Shaun Rosenthal's got to dig that ball up. Just get it up somehow.
Here we are, quarterfinal. Oh my goodness.
It just brought us a bunch of balls to throw.
If you all could see what I am seeing right now, and that is Tri-born,
juggling,
a man of many talents. Not only do you commentate and play beach volleyball, you can juggle.
Can do.
The man can juggle.
Got to keep the hand-eye coordination going while I'm out.
Well, hey, you might be out, but you're not down because you are at the Manhattan Beach Open. It's the quarterfinal. We got Crabb v. Crabb. We got two legends, Rosie against Jake Spiker Gibb. What could be better? Rosie with a big dig.
Here we go, Rosie. This is a huge play, and he bounces it out of bounds. Those are the small plays. Same thing that's been happening the first 2 times these teams have met. The small plays are going the way of Crabb and Gibb. They're just more consistent, taking care of the small plays. And Gibb and Crabb looking like they're going to pull this first set out.
Yep, so Taylor Crabb and Jake Gibb, they still lead 19-15, but it's Shaun Rosenthal at the service line, along with his partner, Trevor Crabb, at the net.
Going at Taylor. That one goes out, about 2 inches out.
I really thought that was dropping.
I like that swing by Taylor. I think he just missed it. But he did get Shaun Rosenthal to freeze there. Kind of a delay. Hit half the ball. Rosie was kind of dug in for the hit. Would have gone down, just missed it. Jake Gibb going with the glasses wipe. I'm gonna juggle these balls. We're about to throw them out to the fans.
I feel like we're gonna have to Insta story this at some point. By the way, we should remind you, this is the winner's bracket. So one of these teams is gonna get to kind of chillax the rest of the day, and the other team is gonna have to battle back through contenders if they wanna make it to Sunday. I did say chillax, by the way, in case you were wondering.
Relax and chill out.
Max and relax and all cool.
Oh, yeah.
Shooting some b-ball outside the school.
Bring it back, why don't you? Here we go, Jake Gibb. Set point. A little air horn for him there. Trevor going back to the right, and he gets stuffed off the face of Shaun Rosenthal.
Win.
Yeah, we're going to need to see that replay.
Yeah.
Watch the cover here. Ow. Not only does it hurt you to get blocked, but it hurts your partner.
Yikes.
Hits Rosie in the face.
Jake Gibb and Taylor Crabb take set 1. Let's take a look at Mark Sherman real quick.
Mark Sherman throwing out some volleyballs, some shirts.
Fumbling around, I feel way down. Somebody's gonna get it though. Mini-ball, anybody? Let's get 2 more t-shirts, 2 more t-shirts. What about over to the side? What about up top? To the umbrella. One more try, to the umbrella.
All right, we have a special guest host coming up, ladies and gentlemen. As we head into this second set of this epic quarterfinal, I want to introduce somebody who's actually been an idol of mine for a long time. He may or may not recall, I met him at Hermosa Beach last summer. Yes, I've been a fan of beach volleyball for years, and I am also in broadcasting, so yes, it means a lot to me to introduce to you somebody who's been the voice of beach volleyball. He is Chris Geeter Mcgee. What is up, Geet? I am turning the mic over to you, and let's do it.
I thought you were talking about me. I guess not. What opportunity.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Thank you.
Geeter,
what an intro. By the way, no one ever gives me intros. That was the best intro I've had in quite some time, by the way. What's up, Trevor?
Intro guy. What's happening,
this is a fun one for you when you got your brothers from the islands going at it, huh?
My brothers from Anaramara.
Man, I got to tell you, Taylor Crabb, he's just so good. He was really unreal in that first set. I mean, just the way he transitions after he digs the ball. It's not, I mean, number one, he makes these unbelievable digs, but then in transition, he's got every single shot.
Just so smooth. Gets his feet to the ball. Yeah, I mean, all-around game, it's pretty flawless, and they're making Rosie and Trevor look bad. in some ways.
And those guys have been playing great all tournament long.
And it's Shaun Rosenthal playing on South Bay sand.
You know, it's interesting when you would watch Phil and Todd back in the day, and Phil and Nick, and even Phil and Rosie when they were on top of their game. Sometimes teams would play well and lose, and you'd be like, God, they made them look just average. When you know that team played pretty well. That's what kind of happened in that first set. It wasn't so much Rosie and Trevor not playing well. It was just that Taylor and Jake were that good.
Yep. The chemistry there is built pretty quickly, this being their first season together for both teams. Here's Taylor. Smooth. Side out, down the sideline, crossbody.
Look at you doing a little play-by-play action, by the way, bud.
Yeah, you
Don't
know,
get too good at this. You have a long career ahead of you.
I'm hoping it doesn't pull me away from volley too long, but
no, you know what?
gotta try something.
I've been listening to you guys throughout the year, and you're doing a phenomenal job, man. But I can't wait to see you back on the court. You know that.
I'm dying sitting on the sideline, so I got to get good at something. There we go.
Look at this
is
rally.
What these boys do.
Shaun Rosenthal, 37 years old. It's so good as a fan of the game to try to see him back, and not just back, but also playing at a high level and playing in these types of big matches. I think it's great for the sport.
Yeah, 100%. Everyone wants to see Rosie back out here, and I think a lot of people took the bait and kind of countered him out. When he had a bad year there, he had a back injury as Trevor Crabb gets an ace on his little brother.
Hey, but listen, man, the guy had been to 2 Olympic Games, and like you said, he'd been playing since he was 15, 16 years old. Not only the injuries, but kind of just life-changing experiences, having kids, and then mentally you're not as in tune. And then the whole breakup with Phil, it's tough to get back.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what Rosie told me as he makes an amazing play here.
Look at this.
The rally is on.
And Jake, the off-speed shot. What a great set from off the net by Crabb.
One thing Rosie told me throughout this process is, who'd have thunk a few years ago that partnering up with Phil would be the worst thing that happened to his career? Not that it was because of Phil, but just how things played out. He ended up getting injured.
Man, that's
and
a really
then getting dropped after Phil got injured, and it was just a really tough situation while he's having kids and his family's growing and having his own injuries.
You think of it as such a great thing. You're on top of the world. You're playing with Phil.
Right. It's the only time he's ever been dropped in his career. Somehow things just didn't work out between them.
Well, I'm happy to see him back and playing and having fun. It was interesting. I was in Hawaii. I was in Maui for my wife's 40th, and I'm watching the Hermosa finals on TV. And when I saw him make that dig, the one that made the Sports Center highlight, to me, I'm like, he's back.
He's back, exactly. I was so stoked to call that match, at least on the live stream.
Oh, it was so fun. I was listening to you. Yeah, look at that chisel from the left side. Taylor going off his brother Trevor. It's like riding a bike out here, getting in booth with you, bud.
Yeah.
Don't let me talk too much.
You're
you know how I do it.
No, I love it. I know the fans are going to want me to shut up now.
No way, buddy.
It's good to hear your voice on the AVP tour. I know it's been missed.
It's been a lot of fun, man, to come back and be around the sport. And
living the dream. Voice of the Lakers.
It's been a lot of fun, man. And, I owe a lot of it to the sport of beach volleyball, to be honest with you, Tri. I mean, it's kind of where I cut my teeth, as they say.
It's your Outrigger Canoe Club.
Exactly, right? Totally.
It's
my baby court. Yeah.
It's your baby court.
Yeah, I mean, if the schedule permits, I'd love to be out here as much as possible. But obviously, I love the home games. I can always come out here as a fan. My daughter's playing in the AVP first tomorrow at 9 years old.
Beautiful. Great opportunity that AVP is creating through that as well.
So fun.
Definitely something the AVP hasn't seen before, and it makes me think and makes me really confident in what they're building, and that it's only going to get better each and every year.
Those grassroots and all the kids playing, especially the women's game right now, what you see in the college level.
Yep. I mean, Hermosa Beach was a joke. We had so many courts going. Kids were getting to play on stadium, and there's Rosie's Raiders with a little air horn.
Rosie's Raiders, so many years of rooting for and with Jake Gibb. And I know they didn't even know how to heckle him when those guys originally broke up. It's taken them quite some time to kind of learn how to, Jake, not much bothers Jake despite Gibb, by the way. They love him.
Yeah. And there's not much to heckle about.
I mean, Jake is honestly one of the great athletes I've ever been around, on and off the court.
And what an opportunity for this guy, Taylor Crabb, to play with him early on in his career. In my opinion, this is the best thing that's ever happened to Taylor Crabb and Trevor. Trevor getting to play with Rosie, And Taylor getting to play with Jake Gibb is just the best thing possible.
Who can speak to that more than you? I mean, what was great for you in your career was a chance to play with John Hyden. I mean, you see it in the NBA, you see it in the NFL when you get a veteran presence to go with young guys. You need that in the locker room. It's the same thing with beach volleyball. How much did you learn about just being a pro as you see Trevor go high hard off the block? And you learned a lot, right?
I've
traveling,
learned a ton, and it's, yeah, like you said, it's about being a pro. You're not saying about learning how to play volleyball. It's about being a professional athlete, and that's the most important thing to learn. You talk about the NBA. Those guys, there's a lot of young guys making mistakes and not doing the small things that make them successful. And then you see them 3 or 4 years in after listening and learning, then they start becoming all-stars and really coming to into their own. And these two players right here, Trevor and Taylor, are in their 3rd, 4th year on tour, and now you see what's happening.
And you see it for both of them too, a chance to take that next step in terms of success that you're having in finals, winning finals. I mean, that's the maturation process.
Exactly.
A little short serve at Rosie. You know, I was sitting with my daughter in the first set before I came over to you, and I was trying to explain to her just how easy these guys make it, the way they control the volleyball right there. I mean, great pass on that short serve, and Trevor, a big guy, gets his hands on it, and the ball comes out perfect.
Yeah. It's experience, and when you match experience with youth, that's when you get these deadly players like the Crabb brothers, they're so young in their careers, playing against and with 41-year-old and a 37-year-old, but they have a lot of experience and confidence.
Great play by Shaun Rosenthal right there. He sees the easy dig on the cut, puts it up nice and high, and Trevor delivers.
Trevor.
Yeah, there he is.
Bringing it. Asking for a little juice from the crowd, and they're getting it going for him.
Has this become a nice little rivalry on tour? I mean, when you think of the dynamic of Rosie and Gibb being great friends and former partners, and then you have the brothers who no longer play together. I mean, and here they are playing each other in big matches. It's got to be a lot of fun for everyone on tour.
I think this is the rivalry right now. Everybody kind of knows how Trevor and Taylor, they don't talk much off the court. They never really have. But now that they're on the other side of the net, it's even less. And then, you know, the two Olympians playing against each other. This is the rivalry, I think, in my eyes, at least starting in Hermosa.
Also the style they play. You know, Taylor and Shaun are just so dynamic, you know, digging balls and just the flair that they play with. And then Gibb and Trevor with the personality when they stuff balls. I mean, it really is a perfect combination when these guys play. That Hermosa final watching on TV was so fun if you're a volleyball fan.
Exactly. They're bringing back the right vibe, and definitely never a boring set no matter who wins. Here's Taylor diving for the serve receive, but hitting that one just out. Trevor fired up.
Yeah, it's
saying some words to his boy.
It all starts with that serve, though. Great serve down the line. And yeah, you're right. Trevor's fired up.
You talk about earlier how these guys are at that point in their career where they're ready to not only go to finals, but to start winning them. Taylor got 2 under his belt this year. Trevor's been to a lot of finals. He's been to 2, 3 finals this year and still hasn't gotten one. A few finals the year before with his little brother. Trevor hasn't gotten one.
He's knocking on the door.
There's no great feeling that comes with making finals anymore. There's no satisfaction. He's over that. There's a next step in his career, and that's winning tournaments. And for Taylor, he's now got 2 under his belt. It's about stringing together victories for Taylor now. I can speak for myself. I have 3 AVP victories, and I don't care about making finals or winning one event. I want to learn how to string them together like the greats do. And there's a lot of guys that are creeping up to that point in our careers, and it should be interesting.
Yeah, you make a great point. I mean, the ability to win 3 out of 5 or win a couple in a row, it really puts you into another category when you talk about the elite players on this tour. And I remember when Matt Ferbinger and Casey Jennings, over a span of 2 years, when they started playing together, I think they were 0 for their first 6, and it starts to wear on you. And you get so close, and you have match point once or twice, and it doesn't go your way, and then they finally got that one, and then they started to roll, kind of like it's done for Taylor. So if Trevor can get that one, which he will, then you know another one will follow, probably.
Exactly. There's Taylor coming in hot, but switching it up, something he's so good at.
So good, and you know, it's so hard to show young volleyball players, like, he comes in the same way, so he disguises what he's doing. That's what makes it so difficult. A lot of guys will change their approach as they come in, and that gives away what they're doing.
Right. Any good defender is going to pick up on that. Once you get in the air, you can do whatever you want, but you got to come in with that hard approach. Someone like Shaun Rosenthal does that every time.
You know, I see a lot of you guys that grew up together, straight to the beach. Was that what you guys always wanted to do after your indoor careers, Or?
Yeah. You know, I think at least for these two down here and for me, we were kind of the first ones to come out. I was the first one to come out from to play professionally, but I think we all just love beach. We all just love beach more, and when we did play, we won,
Yeah.
And that makes you love it even more. You realize how much potential you have, and then you watch the pros and you're like, I think I can ball with them. I'm not going to go overseas and live in Russia in the snow. I'm from Hawaii. I want to be on the beach, and I want to be doing what I think I'm great at.
You made the right choice.
Oh yeah, I never turned back. That's for sure.
Man, as we're chatting, Rosie turning high level, by the way, with that dig and cut. And obviously, Taylor putting that ball away, but...
look at the score.
Yeah, 12-8.
We might be going 3 here, but I wouldn't speak too soon.
No,
You got Big
plenty
Nasty
game
on the
left.
line.
You got Big Nasty back there. I remember his first win, 2004, Austin, Texas. He's now 41 years old. He's got 35 wins. Been in the Olympic 3 times. Pretty amazing. Unable to find that one off the block, though, and Shaun and Trevor, they're taking that break up 13-8.
That's huge to go into that timeout with the lead. Now, mentioned Jake Gibbs wins. He has a few times he's got his name on the pier here as well.
3 different partners, right?
3 different partners.
Because he won with Stein first.
Yep.
Then he won with Rosie. And I remember that one. He beat Kevin Wong and Matt Olson in 2009. I was calling the game with Dane Bland. And then to win it with Casey Patterson.
Right.
That's a remarkable stat, by the way.
It's pretty unbelievable. 3rd time he had that pier ceremony. It broke my heart a little. Johnny Hyden and I had match point last year against them.
I remember.
With a little defensive miscue. We got them to do what we wanted.
What was the score at the time?
It was, we had them 14-13.
Was that in the semis?
That was in the finals.
In the finals. I remember
We had
this.
them 14-13. They were siding out, though.
Yep.
But we did have a little miscue there on match point, and yeah, that one will haunt me for a long time until I get it, until I get my name up there on the pier as well. But Jake Gibb, I was saying earlier, he's one of those guys who's, I hate to love him and love to hate him.
Yeah.
He's just so, he doesn't give you anything, and I've been battling against him, trying to make my own name on tour for so long, and he just never gives me anything.
Still there.
He's still
And that's what
there.
makes you
Very
great, though, right?
respectful.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's made me a better player than playing against Jake Gibb. Very respectful, good role model, kind of for me as well. But God, I just can't stand.
Well, it's one of those
him
guys
winning.
who love to compete against, right?
Yep.
Like you want to beat him, and he doesn't want to let you in, right? I mean, that's what makes him
And
such
I
a great
respect
competitor.
that. Okay,
Oh,
Trevor, big old stare down, and he's continuing it. I love it. I'm hearing boos. Trevor Crabb embracing the villain role on the tour.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
Get some,
Whatever
big brother.
works. Are you kidding me?
Look at this. I ain't even going to look at my partner. Just straight stare down my little brother. Here we go. Let's see what Bug says in return. Rosie,
look at that, dude.
ooh,
Unable to
delivers.
control it. Man, that off-speed shot is so nasty.
One thing about Taylor is he doesn't really get rattled. He knows Trevor. He knows exactly what he's trying to do. It's more Trevor trying to pump himself up. And he knows he has Jake Gibb as his partner. There's a push set, and Rosie gets stuffed.
And Jake knows how to carry someone emotionally. He also played with Shaun for a lot of years, and I remember watching Shaun become more emotional while playing with Jake.
Right. I couldn't agree more. And then who's more emotional in the world than Casey Patterson, the guy Jake just went to the Olympics
exactly.
with?
Yeah, I always say Casey Patterson, like, see, Pat, you got more natural fight. I think he wakes up and just looks in the mirror and starts screaming and going nuts. He just has that kind of passion
Yeah,
for
exactly.
life. It's pretty fun.
No, the first time I met Casey Patterson, I was playing professionally with him in Puerto Rico. He shows up to the first day of practice and is like screaming at the top of his lungs, trying to bounce balls. I'm like, is this real life?
real?
What is
real?
going on? Ooh, Taylor.
By the way, Taylor with a little Rosie line. We used to call that the Vegas line, the kind of no-look bounce down the line.
Oh, makes it look so easy.
I mean, I'm sure when you were...
Watch this technique
look at
here.
this.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you were YouTubing that when you were in high school, the Rosie Vegas
did.
line on Lambeau.
I did, exactly. I just want to get back to Vegas. Where's our Vegas tournament?
Oh, KOBs were so fun, man.
I want a KOB is what I want.
Hey, this is big for 12. Got it.
Oh, little bro. 12-15.
Bug, as you call him, right? I mean,
bug.
he's just unreal right there.
That's why. Scrappy, scampering around like a bug.
That's about as emotional as you're going to get from him, right?
Yeah, exactly. That cut shot from Rosie gets better every year from the
Really
right side.
does, really, I mean, and yeah, I'm sure you guys have talked about it over the years, but you know, he grew up playing a lot of left side. You know, Larry Wade, his first partner on the right, and he's been able to just be one of those guys that can be versatile and win either side.
2 Olympics on the left.
2 Olympics on the left.
And then got to #1 team in the world with Phil Dahlhauser. I believe they kind of went back and forth.
They went back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
You know, Jake won his first tournament with Adam Jewell, and he was on the left.
Oh, interesting.
And it was at KOB in Hawaii that year where people started to watch Jake play on the right, and they're like, Yeah, were you guys talking about the Big Nasty one time? The nickname, Big Nasty? I thought one time on one of the when I was listening to you guys streaming, I thought you were talking about one time. So
I think
you know
we
where
were.
it came from?
No,
okay.
I'm assuming you made it up, but I don't know.
I'll tell you to look at that on
I
too.
think we were questioning it, but look at this rally first. Okay.
Oh, is that?
Let it go. No. Trevor's going to be
Trevor's
pissed.
going to unload.
I almost feel like it's hard drift. Like it was definitely 2 contacts. Went off Trevor's maybe.
And you saw John
chin.
look at Keith and, you know, the 2 referees, and it looks like they, you know, Keith maybe gives that call or one of them gives that call to the other.
Let's see here. Yeah, that's a double.
Yep.
Definitely a double. If it's hard driven, like off a dig, and you do that, they'll give it to you. But
you know what, though? Trevor did a good job. He goes over, argues his point. He knows he's not going to get it, but you delay the game for just a second, come back, got a missed serve.
Let the ref know you're
know
watching and you care.
Maybe you get one later.
Exactly. Trevor on the line, looking to close things out. Maybe take a 4-point lead, getting a real point here.
I love players like Trevor that you know, don't have all the size in the world, but play so big at the net. He's technically such a good blocker.
Oh,
look at that dig.
And Jake. Oh, no, that's an error right there. Good luck at the net, Trevor.
Oh, this is crazy.
Someone's got to put it away, and Rosie does.
Shaun Rosenthal delivering from the right side.
Is this the finals? The crowd is feeling it right now. Rosie's Raiders on their feet, wearing their Superman shirts.
What else do you want on a Saturday afternoon in Manhattan Beach, south side of the pier? Rosie delivering from the right side and the Raiders erupting.
It's Saturday and the stairs are covered in people sitting.
Love that.
That kind of shows you where our sport is at. It's coming back, and AVP Tour is
pier as well.
Awesome. The pier is standing room only.
Tell you what, buddy, that was a monster play in
huge.
this set here.
4-point lead. You don't get comfortable, but you'll take it.
By the way, Jake Gibb. So he won his first tournament. We had a day at Sano with all these guys. Jake wasn't there, but Brian Lewis, who's, you know, legend of the game. I say, hey, what do you think of Jake Gibb? This kid's good. Hold on, let me watch this play. Nice poke. He goes, I really like Jake Gibb in the way he plays. He goes, you know, to win on this tour, you got to have a little nasty in you, and he does. And I was like, the big nasty.
Nasty.
So that's where that came from.
I like that. You know, we gotta look out for these nicknames, and need a few more out here to
Son
give
of
the
Jarrell,
fans.
obviously Superman. We started that years ago for Rosie.
Now he's got all his Raiders wearing Superman shirts. I like it. I like it. You know, giving a little nickname to let the fans know just one word, a few words to explain a lot about a player.
Absolutely.
Big Nasty. Yeah, he has been nasty to me in my career. But I've got him a few times.
but you got to be nasty to win, right? Even you know that.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
You got to have it in you.
Nice dig by Rosie. Oh. Rosie picking the right spot on D. I like that positioning on Taylor. A lot of times when Taylor unloads on that angle hit, he never squares up to the angle and goes straight at you. You see there, he's always, a lot of times he's falling away, which is why it's so hard to dig. Rosie took a step right into that pocket, and then of course, most importantly, delivered. But watch how he kind of falls away when he hits angle. It's wrist away.
Wrist away.
And he drops that left shoulder. So when you're blocking him, you kind of want to line up right on his right shoulder, but he reaches outside of his body line a little, and it's really hard to get. There's that wrist away again, and Rosie's in the pocket. Oh, Rosie!
Rosie's turning back the clock.
Woo!
Are
South
you kidding
Bay's
me?
finest.
Rosie slapping 5 to his coach, Jeff Alzina. They know they turned that one. Crowd back on their side, and Rosie dueling with the young Taylor Crabb. This is fun to watch, Try.
We're going 3.
We're going 3, baby.
Winner gets to go home and rest up. Hang out with your kids if you're Jake and Rosie, and prepare for the
If
big
not,
day tomorrow.
You got a battle in the loser's bracket, and you know this as a player. I've always said it. These are probably the hardest ones because you're so close to getting to that Final Four. You lose this one, you're usually playing a team that's now won and has a little momentum coming from the loser's bracket. You're probably devastated about a tough loss. It's tough to rebound right away. This is always the hardest, the one you want to win, no doubt.
I agree. This is for sure the one where I've learned in my career that I have to mentally turn it on. Early in the tournament, sometimes you're gonna, you know what, I'm gonna float serve a little. I'm gonna save my legs. I'm gonna play it safe. No, not at all here. This is everything all in one match. I mean, getting to Sunday alone is 100% your goal until you're there. And then Sunday is just the fun part.
Best part about it. You know, you and I were talking about how smooth and how steady Taylor and Jake were playing in that first set and how they made Shaun and Trevor, who weren't even playing that poorly, look kind of average. But right there, those guys turned it. What do you think they did that was the difference?
I mean, it's hard to say. You know what? Trevor won a few more balls at the net. Jake didn't get as many blocks on Rosie, and that's what I saw for the most part was those real points where Jake's getting blocks or Taylor's getting digs and transitioning. But what did we see there? We saw Rosie getting digs and transitioning.
Totally flipped.
And Trevor taking care of a few more balls at the net.
Yeah, that was the big difference for me. Trevor got those early blocks. They got that little cushion. And then Rosie started digging everything and putting the balls away. They served, you know, and they were mixing up their serves a lot. I thought they did a nice job of pinning Taylor on that line a little bit. And as you said, scooping into that angle.
Taylor's been unbelievable. One of the best all-around games, but he's not perfect yet in his career.
Nope.
And I think that in moments like these, he's stepped up, but he still needs to be challenged. And I think that's what Trevor and Taylor are going to do here. Sorry, Shaun and Trevor are going to do here. But watch for Big Nasty to step up. He always imposes his will late in games. He gets nastier and nastier.
He sure does. He gets that, like, blocks the ball. And we used to always do it. It was like a little slide step up like that. That was always his move, his little shuffle
it's
step up.
almost like a little flex down.
Casey Jennings used to pay homage to him and come and do that out of the, you know, out of the tunnel when we'd intro him for finals. He would do his Big Nasty.
I love it. Oh, Rosie got blocked a few times when he came in like that, and he's just still going at him.
That was Jake's thing, you know. He'd come down out of the tunnel, and he would always come out and just and screaming. It was pretty cool.
I
loved about him. Yeah, he did it in Beijing. He did it all over the world.
Gotta have your thing. Ooh. That one goes about 6 inches deep.
You know, there's that fine line, man. You got to serve tough out here and try to manufacture points from the service line. But as you know, it's a nice way to start off a match if you're in a game 3. I mean, if you're in a game 3 of a match and they give you 2 easy side outs. I mean, that's
for sure.
That's relief.
And there's a good one off the block by Trevor Crabb.
Trevor, decent basketball player, right, growing up?
Yeah, he actually, you know what, Trevor didn't play high school volleyball because he wanted to play basketball. He played beach for fun with me and a bunch of the other boys, but really he went to college to play basketball, played a year there. Talked to me a little bit about college
volleyball,
how it's all about conditioning in basketball, and he's like, I just wanted to play, I'm over it. He bailed from his school, what was it called, up in Washington where he played basketball. Then he transferred down to Long Beach State where his little brother had just showed up.
Played some volley.
They both played together at Long Beach State, and then straight to the beach from there.
Love that.
Side switch at 3-2.
You'll see that a lot, right, Tri, because of where we are and how that wind comes off the ocean. You know, if you're a left side player on that south side, a lot of times you'll maybe go swing on the right. Much easier ball to set for Rosie.
Yeah, we definitely have a little wind. We see the flags flying here. There's always that onshore breeze coming off the ocean here in Manhattan Beach. You'll see that a lot from Trevor. He's been doing it all year, actually.
Oh, the hang and bang. I used to call that, and the stare down. And a little motion to the crowd. He's feeling it.
Taylor doesn't even look at him to give him the time to talk. Look at that, Trevor. I love it. And that's to take the lead.
He looked like Whitty back there in the day.
Tough play here. Big Nasty's gonna get a shot at it and hits it out. A rare error from Jake Gibb in the third set.
And just like that.
2-point lead. Now, no matter what happens here, you got to stay within 2 or 3 points going into that point freeze. At 15, there's a huge opportunity for comeback with the old school scoring being implemented late. This is trouble.
What a save.
Taylor bails him out. Here we go.
Look at Rosie.
The scramble is on. Lefty, Rosie. Wow.
I'm telling you right now, I know I haven't been around as much, but Shaun Rosenthal looks as good as ever. And I mean the movement, that cover right there, going with the left hand. The runner to end game 2. I mean, he is absolutely back. And
so
it is
fun
awesome
to watch.
See.
You know he's feeling it if he's going lefty and putting it down in a situation like this. And heck, has he ever had as much of a chip on his shoulder as he does right now in his career?
Listen, man,
he's never needed it.
You know, when Rosie was young, a lot of people would talk about he needs to get serious, he needs to train hard, and then he teamed up with Jake, and you know, you have lifestyle changes, and you start to go to the Olympics. And listen, it happens to every single athlete. When you go through something and mentally, and then you get injured, and you're not right, and you can't be that same guy, and you start to see your own mortality in sports, as they say, and you're like, what am I going to do next? Well, Shaun had that moment, and he worked his butt off to get back to where he is now, and it's so good. I know I said this earlier. It's so good for the game to see him playing at this level, and you know what I mean. That play right there where where it's a joust, and Jake wins that, and that's going down, and Rosie comes out of nowhere, scoops it, gets up, and hits it left-handed. That's the Rosie we all know and love.
Yep. I absolutely love seeing him back in his prime shape.
I asked him at the 6-man. I asked him, we hung out a lot that weekend, and I asked him about how the season was going and how he's feeling, and the one thing he said was, Gator, I'm having fun. And I know that sounds cliche, but for those that have played sports, it means a whole hell of a lot when you're late in your career. If you're enjoying it again, look at Johnny Hyde.
Yeah.
You got a rebirth with you, right? But Johnny's still going. Johnny and I went to college together, like against each other.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean,
you gotta have fun out there.
The older guys on this tour have set the bar so high for guys like me. And you're talking about these situations where everyone kind of makes a flip, has that tough part of everyone's career. We know Jake went through a tough part of his career with some illness, having some cancer, I believe, right? He had to get through, and now look at him. Still
he's gone
grinding.
through it a couple times and battled.
Something I'm watching closely as I have to sit out this year.
You really get to look at things
firsthand.
through a different...
It's really tough. It's time to, you got to grow up emotionally eventually, you know, which is hard to do.
Yeah, no doubt.
But sit back and learn and try to figure out a way to come back better every time.
Ooh. Much needed delivery there from the left side by Taylor Crabb. And skips off of Rosie's arms, 4-7. Jake Gibb from Bountiful, Utah. You had mentioned, 41 years old. 3-time Olympian. What an incredible resume.
Nice swing by Trevor.
Smart, too.
At the highest level, you see plays like that where Jake makes a great serve. Now Rosie's diving on serve receive, and somehow they turn it to their advantage, put the point away. It doesn't matter that you served it well. We turned it to our advantage right away.
Those are the plays that you look back on after you win a match many times.
Trevor's in the net.
Really impressed with the way Trevor's been playing in this match. We talked so much about Shaun, just the excitement he brings because of the flair and the style and the crowd, and they love what he does. But Trevor has played very, very steady and done a great job at the net.
It's not as pretty as his brother, but his instincts are out of this world. Taylor's got the speed, the perfect arm swing, the 40-inch vert.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing. I'm sitting there watching the first set before I came over to you. I'm sitting with my daughter and a couple other friends, and I kept saying, God, this kid is so good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you just say that when you watch him.
Totally.
It's just fun to watch him play and be so smooth, as you say.
And he's gotten better. And what's coolest about me, you talked about Rosie earlier and how he, you know, people kind of doubted what he was doing maybe mentally or off the court. I think Taylor's kind of gone through that as well. And I've seen, because I'm close with him, I've seen a mental switch where he is listening to Jake Gibb. He is taking advantage. He has a great coach in
Marcio
Marcio.
Sokola, are you kidding me?
Yeah. So it's an ideal situation, and that one goes perfectly in the corner. Ideal situation, and it's really just about Taylor taking advantage of it this season.
Well, it's funny. I was telling Alex Bacos, their mutual friend, who was sitting with him. I'm like, is Shaun looking in the mirror when he looks across the net? I mean, it reminds me because I was emceeing back when Rosie was. I was emceeing the game where Rosie was 16 years old and made it to the tournament when he was late to Santa Cruz for his first event. You know, I mean, like I was there for those moments.
And you know what? There were moments early on in Taylor's career. It's still early, but let's watch this rally first.
And Rosie, second opportunity.
The original Rosie, putting it away. But Taylor's had moments in his career where he shows up, maybe went out the night before, something that his brother didn't do, and that kind of created a little bit of that same image where it's like, what's your priority here? You can be great. You have all the tools, but are you going to take advantage of it? And he's getting better as he goes.
No doubt about it.
So I expect him to be around and dominating for a long time. Unless, of course, I can do something about it.
You're going to get right back in it. Yeah, I just see them do so many similar things on the court, and it just amazes me. There you go, right, left to right again.
Trevor, beautiful. I know from experience it's hard to challenge a block like Jake Gibbs, especially on those low angles. That's what he does best, in my opinion. And if you're able to open up those angles, that means Jake's respecting another part of your game. And really, Trevor's just kind of got it all.
Trevor's having fun right now. He's enjoying the moment. As you mentioned, he's been here a lot of times.
There's Taylor. Ooh, Rosie. Rosie got his hands on it. I think he wanted another shot.
He was sitting in the right spot, wasn't he?
That's that wrist away, though.
Yeah.
It's deceivingly just always gets outside of everyone, I feel like.
Well, it's funny, you know, Karch, they used to always say when guys would defend Karch, he would always go angle, and then he'd go sharper angle, and you'd be like, no, but I'm in the angle. How is it going more angle? There's no more
angle. I mean, think how much court that's opening up with you when you're a defender, and that's your mindset, is that you have to take even more angle. And now the high line becomes just a free ball or a free, easy side out.
You know, it's interesting. You see that right there. You see Rosie land, and he gives you that fist pump. He knows how big that is to get to 12-9. You keep that cushion because he knows how when you get to that freeze, anything can happen.
Nothing is safe in the freeze. All you got to do is side out. Going at Jake. Jake aiming high as he always does. Oh, Jake in the net. Rare error there by Jake Gibb, especially in a situation like this.
13-9.
Trevor and Rosie might be able to take the head-to-head 2-1. Still got a lot more volleyball in this tournament.
Is that what they're at right now, head-to-head?
Head-to-head. They matched up for the first time in Hermosa. where Gibb and Taylor got the best of them twice. Once in the quarters, once in the finals. And then we're seeing the same thing here, but Rosie misses that. Not happy about it. A few oohs and ahs from the fans. One big side out, though. There's no point in dwelling on that. Rosie out of the middle. Going high off his ex-partner.
There it is.
Getting the touch.
Hands,
Jake trying to sell it.
So impressed at their serve receive set 2 and 3. I mean, that's been the biggest difference. Taylor and Jake not being able to score real points when they're serving has been huge.
I mean, to lose the first set, look at Trevor telling everyone to get on their feet. Uh-oh, here we go, huge opportunity. Trevor. Oh, big nasty with a stare down. That was huge.
You know what's great is when I look across the arena, and it looks like Randy Stoklos over there in a big Baller brand t-shirt.
I did see that. I did see that shirt.
Saw the Hob up there. See a lot of legends around here.
Gotta love it. They
I don't
all
know if that
come
is
out for this
Stokey, but
one.
he's spitting image. Yeah, all the grades come out for Manhattan, and that's what's so fun about this tournament as well. Is everyone knows how important it is. It's like the Masters in golf, right?
Last year in the finals, they had all those guys: Obradovich, Hovland, Dodd. They're all sitting right behind us while we're playing.
It was so
basically
awesome.
heckling me.
OB.
But it's all good.
Oh, how's that soft cut?
Yep. Trevor's got it.
Older bro.
They're gonna have to earn it. Gotta. Defense wins championships, right? Out here on the AVP, defense has to win every match as well.
No doubt. No doubt.
Oh, that is nasty.
I mean, that was to the corner right
so
there.
So perfect. And
wow.
I talk about it a lot on here. I can't stress enough how much at the highest level, the best players, you're going to see them use the entire court. Most of the shots are going to land near and on the line. That's what you have to do at this level to stretch the court. Uh-oh.
What a block. You see Jake Gibb turn that left hand in.
Over.
Not over by any
not
means.
safe against this team. Jake turns it on as matches go. He gets better as it goes. That goes out. It's not a bad strategy to stay aggressive here, though. You know, you can't lose it on a serve, so why not go for it?
Will they switch sides in the freeze? Just depend on the score.
Yes, they will, but
I saw fives, but
it's hard for us to keep track of it. It won't be. You won't see it in the score.
Gotcha.
It'll be depending on how many points plays we go.
Oh, that's out. There it is.
Trevor, you are back.
In the semifinals.
Wow, back in the semis for Trevor. Back in the semis for Shaun Rosenthal. He plays best on this beach, the one that's connected to his home beach, Hermosa, just a mile down the way. And Trevor Crabb is feeling it. He needed this. I like to see this.
What a job competing, man. I mean, down that first set and looking like maybe get steamrolled, and they just absolutely turn the corner defensively. Their serve-receive game's so clean. Very, very impressive.
Seeing all these athletes get better and better as we go here. And Peter, I got to ask you, since you're behind the scenes with the Lakers every day, seeing the NBA, these guys are seen as the best athletes in the world. In my opinion, we're right up there with them.
Oh, there's no question about it.
And that separates the great ones, even on the NBA on that stage, and the ones that are on the cusp, like these two, Trevor and Taylor.